The wait is finally over. The brand new trailer for 1944 has just dropped, and it's leaving fans speechless. With powerful scenes, dramatic storytelling, and a cast full of familiar faces and fresh talent, this film is shaping up to be one of the biggest releases of 2025. But what exactly is 1944 about, and why is everyone suddenly talking about it? Let's break it all down. Set during the final year of World War II, 1944 is a powerful historical drama that follows the lives of soldiers, spies, and civilians caught in the chaos of a collapsing Nazi regime. The movie focuses on a key moment in history, when the Allied forces pushed deep into German territory and the war was coming to an end, but the danger was far from over. It's a story of bravery, betrayal, and the deep cost of war, both on the battlefield and in the hearts of the people who lived through it. The film is written and directed by James Alden, known for his emotional storytelling and sharp attention to detail. You might remember his name from the award-winning film Broken Line, which was praised for its realistic war scenes and powerful characters. In 1944, Alden brings the same emotional depth, but with an even bigger scope. According to early interviews, he spent over 5 years researching historical records, letters, and diaries to ensure the story feels authentic and respectful to the real people who lived during that time. Unlike many war movies that focus only on action and battles, 1944 goes deeper. It follows different characters from different sides of the war. A young American soldier struggling with his first real combat experience, a German nurse forced to choose between loyalty and morality, a British intelligence officer caught in a deadly secret mission, and a Jewish girl hiding in a war-torn village. Each storyline weaves into the others, showing how the war touched people in every corner of Europe. The film explores many emotional themes: courage, fear, love, and sacrifice. But it also asks big questions. What does it mean to be human in a time when humanity seems to disappear? How far would someone go to protect the people they love? And is it possible to stay good in a world full of cruelty? Even though the movie takes place in 1944, the themes feel very modern. People are already comparing it to classics like Saving, Private Ryan, Dunkirk, and Schindler's List, but 1944 has its own voice. It's not just about war, it's about the people who lived through it and the choices they had to make when everything was on the line. Another thing that makes this movie special is its production quality. The studio behind 1944 is Westfield Studios, known for their huge historical epics. They've brought together a massive team, realistic sets, vintage vehicles, detailed costumes, and even filming in real historical locations across Europe, including parts of France, Poland, and Germany. Early behind-the-scenes footage shows muddy battlefields, crumbling buildings, and tense underground bunkers, all recreated with shocking detail. And let's not forget the music. The score is being composed by Elena Torme, who created the haunting music for The Fall of Winter. Her work adds emotional weight to every scene, from moments of silence in the snow-covered woods to explosive battles in burning cities. She's already teased that the final scene of 1944 will have one of the most powerful pieces she's ever written. While the full plot is still under wraps, we do know the film is aiming to show different sides of the war. Not just the good versus evil story we usually hear, but the gray areas too. The confusion, the regrets, the unexpected acts of kindness, and the deep scars that never go away. That's why 1944 is getting so much attention. It's not just a war movie, it's a human story set during war. In just the first few hours after the trailer was released, social media lit up with reactions. Fans are already analyzing every frame, spotting clues, and making predictions about what's to come. Many are saying it could be the next big Oscar contender, especially with the emotional depth and the stunning visuals we've seen so far. This movie isn't just for history lovers or war film fans. It's for anyone who appreciates a powerful story told with heart, care, and cinematic beauty. 1944 is more than just a title. It's a turning point in world history, and this film promises to bring it to life like never before. The trailer for 1944 opens with a cold silence, just the sound of wind moving through a ruined village. Afie. Single figure, a young soldier, walks through the rubble. Right away, you can feel the mood. Heavy, uncertain, and full of tension. This isn't a fast-paced action trailer. It's slow, powerful, and emotional. The trailer wants us to feel the weight of every decision, every step, and every heartbeat in a world torn apart by war. Within the first 30 seconds, we see several characters who seem central to the story. There's a close-up of a scared American soldier, played by a still unnamed lead actor. He's staring into the distance, his hands shaking as he loads his rifle. Then we see a German nurse walking down a hospital hallway filled with wounded soldiers. Her face is calm but broken, suggesting she's seen more than anyone should. There's also a British man in a dark coat, speaking quietly into a hidden microphone. We later find out he's an intelligence officer on a secret mission behind enemy lines. The trailer doesn't give away much, but what it does show is filled with meaning. We get glimpses of soldiers digging trenches, children hiding under floorboards, and prisoners walking silently through snow. There are wide shots of bombed-out cities, old churches turned into shelters, and burning tanks left on muddy roads. These scenes tell us that the film will cover more than just the front lines. It will show how the war impacted towns, families, and people far from the battlefield. One powerful moment in the trailer shows a young woman standing in front of a firing squad. She doesn't scream or cry. Instead, she looks up at the sky and the music swells. We don't know who she is yet, but the moment is unforgettable. It's clear the film wants to show courage in many forms, not just in combat, but in small, quiet acts of resistance. The music in the trailer also deserves attention. It begins with soft piano keys, almost like a lullaby, and slowly builds with strings and haunting vocals. There's no dialogue for the first minute. The images and music do all the talking. Then, in the second half of the trailer, we start to hear voices, snippets of conversations, shouts during battle, and one man whispering, "We may not survive this, but the world will remember what we did." That one line is already becoming iconic among fans. As the trailer moves toward its final moments, the pace quickens. We see quick flashes, gunfire at night, people running through woods, a plane crashing, a child being pulled from rubble. Each shot lasts just a second or two, but they hit hard. The trailer ends with the title card, 1944, appearing on screen with the sound of a deep heartbeat. Then, one final voice says, "Everything changed this year. The editing is sharp and emotional." Instead of showing full scenes, the trailer uses carefully chosen moments that create a feeling of dread, urgency, and deep emotion. It doesn't try to impress with explosions or loud action. Instead, it makes you feel the fear, the sadness, and the tiny moments of hope that shine through the darkness. One thing many fans noticed is how real everything looks. The makeup, the dirt, the uniforms, they all feel like they belong in that time. There's no shiny Hollywood gloss. The soldiers look tired, the cities look broken, and the snow looks dirty. That realism adds to the feeling that this story could have happened, and in many ways it did. Another major highlight from the trailer is the use of shadows and light. In several shots, characters stand partly hidden or move through dark rooms lit only by candles or fires. It gives the movie a haunting, almost dreamlike look. It suggests that the characters are always hiding something, whether it's fear, secrets, or guilt. Social media is already flooded with trailer reactions. Viewers are calling it chilling, heartbreaking, and beautifully done. Many say it gave them goosebumps. Some have compared it to trailers for 1917 or The Pianist, but with an even deeper emotional pull. One popular comment reads, "This isn't just a movie trailer, it's a piece of art." The most exciting thing about the trailer is how much it leaves out. We don't get full names, we don't get full battles, and we don't get the whole story. That mystery is what's making fans so curious. Who are these people? How do their stories connect? And what happens to them in the end? It's clear, the creators want to keep the best parts a surprise. But what we do see is more than enough to prove that 1944 will be a deep, moving, and unforgettable film experience. If the full movie is anything like this trailer, it's going to leave a lasting mark on anyone who watches it. One of the biggest questions fans had after watching the trailer was simple: who's in this movie? Now, we finally have the answer. The official cast list for 1944 has been released, and it includes a powerful mix of veteran actors, rising stars, and a few surprises that nobody expected. Let's start with the lead role. The main character, an American soldier named Private Daniel Reed, is played by Jacob Elordi. Yes, the same Jacob Elordi who recently starred in Saltburn and Euphoria. But this role is completely different. Here, he plays a quiet, young soldier, experiencing the brutal reality of war for the first time. Early feedback from the set says Jacob gives a heartbreaking performance, showing the fear, confusion, and courage of a man who never expected to become a hero. Some insiders are already calling this his most serious and mature role yet. Next, we have the role of Anna Vogel, a German nurse trapped between helping the wounded and following the strict rules of the Nazi military hospitals. This role is played by Daisy Edgar Jones, known for her stunning performance in Where the Crawdads Sing. In 1944, she reportedly spent weeks shadowing real nurses and reading wartime diaries to prepare for the role. Her character isn't just a helper. She faces tough moral choices, and fans believe she might be one of the emotional centers of the film. One of the biggest surprises is the casting of Cillian Murphy as Major Ellis Gray, a British intelligence officer on a dangerous mission behind enemy lines. Murphy, fresh off his Oscar-winning role in Oppenheimer, brings a cold, calculating edge to this role. In the trailer, we only see glimpses of him, sitting alone in the dark, sending coded messages, and walking through enemy territory in disguise. But his presence adds major star power and serious drama to the film. His character is based on a real historical figure who carried out secret operations in Nazi Germany during the final months of the war. Another key character is Leah Mendel, a young Jewish girl hiding in the ruins of a Polish town. She's played by Mila Harris, a newcomer with only a few acting credits, but early reactions suggest she could be the film's breakout star. Her scenes in the trailer are quiet and emotional. One moment shows her holding a diary and looking out from a broken window, while another shows her hiding under floorboards as soldiers walk by. Her story is expected to be one of the most powerful and personal in the movie. The supporting cast is equally impressive. Mark Rylance, a respected stage actor and Oscar winner, plays Father Anton, a Catholic priest helping to protect refugees in a bombed village. He's only in a few short scenes in the trailer, but his calm voice and expressive face leave a strong impression. His character appears to be a guiding voice for some of the other main roles, especially the younger ones. Also joining the cast is Caitlin Dever as Sarah Reed, the sister of Jacob Elordi's character. Though she's not a soldier, her storyline runs parallel to the front lines as she works as a Red Cross volunteer, trying to send letters, supplies, and hope to the troops. Her scenes will explore the war from a distance, showing the emotional pain of waiting and wondering if loved ones will ever come home. Other notable cast members include Daniel Bruhl as a German officer with doubts about the war's end, Ben Whishaw as a radio operator working with British intelligence, Golshifteh Farahani as a resistance leader helping Jewish families escape, Lewis Hoffman from Dark as a young German recruit forced into battle. One very exciting surprise is the cameo by Tom Hardy, whose role was kept secret until the final trailer. We now know he plays a battle-scarred American captain who appears during a turning point in the film. His screen time may be limited, but his character reportedly delivers one of the most emotional speeches in the entire movie. This casting shows a strong mix of talent from across the world. American, British, German, French, and Polish actors all come together to tell a story that belongs to no single country. It's a true international production, just like the war it's based on. The casting choices also show that this film isn't focused only on the soldiers with guns. It's about everyone: the doctors, the children, the rebels, and the ordinary people forced to do extraordinary things. What makes this cast even more special is the preparation they've done. According to behind-the-scenes reports, many of the actors went through military training camps, read real letters from soldiers, and even lived in old-style bunkers to better understand what life was like during wartime. Director James Alden is known for demanding realism, and he reportedly asked the entire cast to stay in character even when cameras weren't rolling. The result? A group of performances that feel honest, raw, and unforgettable. These actors aren't just playing roles, they're bringing real history to life, showing what it might have been like to live in one of the darkest, most dangerous times in modern history. Fans are already buzzing online. Hashtags like Torturer Jacob Elordi 1944 and Dieterer Cillian Murphy Spy are trending, and fans are debating which character's story will be the most emotional. Some are even trying to guess who might not survive, based on hidden clues in the trailer. So far, critics and fans alike agree, this is one of the strongest casts assembled for a war drama in years. Each actor brings something unique to the screen, and together, they help build a world that feels as real and haunting as the history it's based on. As the hype around 1944 keeps growing, new behind-the-scenes updates are giving us even more reasons to be excited. From intense filming conditions to secret rewrites and surprising production decisions, this movie has a lot going on beneath the surface. Here's everything we know about how 1944 is being made, and the updates fans need to know before the film hits theaters. First, let's talk about the filming process, which has been one of the most demanding in recent movie history. Director James Alden is famous for his attention to realism, and for 1944, he pushed things even further. Instead of using green screens or fake studio sets, most of the movie was filmed in real historical locations across Europe. The cast and crew traveled to old villages in Poland, abandoned bunkers in France, and forests in Germany that still look like they did during World War II. Many of these places were hard to reach. Some didn't have electricity or modern roads, and the team had to bring in equipment by hand. But Alden insisted this level of authenticity was necessary. He wanted the actors to feel the cold, hear the wind through broken buildings, and walk through real mud, just like the people in 1944 did. Because of this, the actors were often cold, wet, and physically exhausted. In one interview, Jacob Elordi said the hardest day on set involved crawling through a real underground tunnel in freezing temperatures while carrying full gear. It wasn't acting at that point, he said. It was just surviving. And that's what the scene needed. Another major update is about the film's release date. Originally planned for a late 2024 launch, 1944 is now officially scheduled to hit theaters worldwide in February 2025. The studio delayed it to allow more time for editing, special effects, and to polish the soundtrack. But insiders say the real reason was to position it perfectly for award season, and after seeing the trailer, it's clear this movie is aiming for multiple Oscar nominations. The film's budget has also been a hot topic. While the exact number hasn't been confirmed, reports suggest 1944 is one of the most expensive war dramas ever made, with a budget over $120 million. Most of that went into building large-scale practical sets, hiring historical advisors, and recreating entire towns. Just for a few minutes of footage, the investment shows. Every frame of the trailer looks detailed, cinematic, and full of depth. Let's not forget the cinematography, led by Oscar-winning director of photography Greig Fraser, known for Dune and The Batman. His work in 1944 focuses on contrast, light and shadow, fire and snow, silence and chaos. Many scenes were filmed using handheld cameras to give a more intimate and gritty feel. Others were shot with wide, sweeping aerial views to show the scale of destruction across the landscape. According to Fraser, every shot was planned to feel both beautiful and painful. It's not just about what you see, he said. It's about what you feel when you see it. Now let's talk about the music, which is getting a lot of early attention. Composer Elena Torme has crafted a haunting original score that blends orchestral strings, traditional wartime instruments, and even real sounds recorded from abandoned WYO sites. For example, one piece includes the echo of footsteps on a wooden church floor. Another uses the ticking of an old clock found in a destroyed village. These small details make the music feel alive and deeply tied to the film's emotional core. Elena said one of the final scenes will feature a 7-minute composition with no dialogue at all, just music and visuals. She described it as a silent goodbye to a world that will never be the same. Early test audiences reportedly cried during this scene, with one reviewer calling it the most emotional moment in modern war cinema. Behind the scenes, the production team also made some brave choices. For one, there's no traditional villain in the film. While the war and the Nazi regime are clearly present, the film focuses more on the inner struggles of each character than on an enemy to defeat. This choice makes the story more human and more complex. It asks viewers to think deeply, not just about right and wrong, but about what people do when they have no easy choices left. Another surprising move was the decision to cast actors from